Hi, I'm Karlyana Jamerson, and for my cultural presentation, I decided to discuss the views and practices of the African culture, more specifically talking about the Igbo tribe and their beliefs and their religion that is centered around death. And so Africa is an extremely diverse region that's made up of several different cultures and tribes. And amongst these tribes, they all celebrate and practice things slightly different from each other. With this being said, despite their differences, many African cultures also share very similar views, which most of them are adapted from the same origins. So, going with this, many African cultures do not view death as an end to life, but instead a continuation of it. This is where ideas of afterlife come into play, or better yet, recognized as the spirit realm. Many people in African culture believe that despite the deceased being on the other side, we can still break the barrier and allow interaction between those that are dead and those that are living. Now, going along with the African culture, they also like to believe that the ones we make connection with in the spirit realm are our ancestors. African cultures believe that ancestors play a very, very large role in the future of the living. This is why everyone who passes is celebrated with funerals that are filled with dancing and food, and everyone is dressed full on bright colors and designs from head to toe. Going into the afterlife, the Igbo people believe in having a good life while still living in order. They believe that in order to go on into the afterlife fulfilled, you must have a decent life while still here on earth. And so, in order of having a good celebration when gone, one must live a life that is classified as a good life. And a good life could be classified as having children and grandchildren, and also someone who was very involved in their community and had a lot of love for their community is a good indicator of someone living a good and meaningful life while still here on earth. So once passing away, Igbo people prefer for members of their community to be buried in their hometowns on that person's land. As mentioned before, the funerals and burial ceremonies are always very extravagant, and the love and involvement through and for the community tend to follow the dead through the afterlife as well. They believe that if your life lived up to the standards, then you will continue on as an ancestor in the community and serve as a protector and guide for everyone else. This belief is so unique because it's one of the very few cultures that believe that the dead do not live in a separate spiritual world, but share the same world as the living. To achieve this goal and to fully meet the requirements of a fulfilled life, one must also reach old age, live in good conscience, die a natural death and not from disease or accident, and be married upon death. And if one meets all of these requirements, then they will have a call for a very fitting burial that matched their fitting lifestyle.